Shalom and blessings, last Natsarim, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. We are going to continue on with the CEPHER. We are on 2 Maccabees 12. Let's get to it. When these covenants were made, Lysias went unto the king, and the Yahudim were about their husbandry, but of the governors of several places, Timotheus and Apollonius, the son of Genius, also Hieronymus and Demophon, and beside them Nicanor, the governor of Cyprus, would not suffer them to be quiet and live in peace. Roscoe. The men of Yapho also did such a wicked deed. They prayed the Yahudim that dwelt among them to go with their women and children into the boats which they had prepared, as though they had meant them no hurt, who accepted of it according to the common decree of the city, as being desirous to live in peace, and suspecting nothing. But when they were gone forth into the deep, they drowned no less than 200 of them. When Yehuda heard of this cruelty done unto his countrymen, he commanded those that were with him to make them ready. And calling upon Yahuwah, the righteous judge, he came against those murderers of his brethren, and burnt the haven by night, and set the boats on fire, and those that fled thither he slew. And when the town was shut up, he went backward, as if he would return to root out all of them of the city of Yapho. But when he heard that the Yamniim were minded to do in like manner unto the Yahudim that dwelt among them, he came upon the Yamnaim also by night, and set fire on the haven and the navy, so that the light of the fire was seen at Jerusalem 240 stadion off. Now when they were gone from thence 9 stadion in their journey toward Timotheus, no fewer than 5,000 men on foot and 500 horsemen of the Aravaim set upon him. Whereupon there was a very sore battle, but Yehuda's side, by the help of Yahuwah, got the victory, so that the nomads of Arav, being overcome, besought Yehuda for peace, promising both to give him cattle and to pleasure him otherwise. Then Yehuda, thinking indeed that they would be profitable in many things, granted them peace, whereupon they shook hands, and so they departed to their tents. Yehuda went also about to make a bridge to a certain strong city, which was fenced about with walls, and inhabited by people of diverse countries, and the name of it was Caspis. But then they were within it But they that were within it put such trust in the strength of the walls and provision of victuals, that they behaved themselves rudely toward them that were with Yehuda, railing and blaspheming and uttering such words as were not to be spoken. Wherefore Yehuda, with his company, calling upon the great Yahuwah of the world, who without rams or engines of war did cast down Jericho in the time of Yahusha, gave a fierce assault against the walls, and took the city by the will of Yahuwah, and made unspeakable slaughters, so much so that a lake 2 stadion broad near adjoined thereunto, being filled full, was seen running with blood. Then departed they from thence 750 stadion, and came to Charaka, unto the Yahudim, that are called men of Tobiyahu. But as for Timotheus, they found him not in the places, for before he had dispatched anything, he departed from thence, having left a very strong garrison in a certain hold. Howbeit, Dositheus and Sosipater, who were of Yehuda Maccabees captains, went forth and slew those that Timotheus had left in the fortress above 10,000 men. And Yehuda Maccabee ranged his army by bands, and set them over the bands, and went against Timotheus, who had about him 120,000 men of foot, and 2,500 horsemen. Now when Timotheus had knowledge of Yehuda's coming, he sent the women and children and the other baggage unto a fortress called Carnion, for the town was hard to besiege, and uneasy to come unto, by reason of the straitness of all the places. But when Yehuda, his first band, came in sight, the enemies being smitten with fear and terror through the appearing of him who sees all things, fled amain, one running into this way, another that way, so as that they were often hurt of their own men, and wounded with the points of their own swords. Yehuda also was very earnest in pursuing them, killing those wicked wretches, of whom he slew about 30,000 men. Moreover, Timotheus himself fell into the hands of Dositheus and Sosipater, who he besought with much craft to let him go with his life, because he had many of the Yahudim's parents and the brethren of some of them, who, if they put him to death, should not be regarded. So when he had assured them with many words that he would restore them without hurt, according to the agreement, they let him go for the saving of their brethren. Then Yehuda Maccabee marched forth to Carnion, and to the temple of Atargotis, and there he slew 25,000 persons. And after he had put to flight and destroyed them, Yehuda removed the host towards Ephron, a strong city wherein Lysias abode, and a great multitude of diverse nations, and the strong young men kept the walls and defended them mightily, wherein also was great provision of engines and spears. But when Yehuda and his company had called upon Yahuwah, who with his power breaks the strength of his enemies, they won the city, and slew 25,000 of them that were within. From thence they departed to Scythopolis, which lies 600 stadion from Jerusalem. But when the Yahudim that dwelt there had testified that the Scythopolitans dealt lovingly with them, and entreated them kindly in the time of their adversity, they gave them thanks, desiring them to be friendly still unto them. And so they came to Jerusalem, the feast of the weeks approaching. And after the feast, called Shavuot, they went forth against Gorgias, the governor of Edom, who came out with 3,000 men of foot and 400 horsemen. And it happened that in their fighting together, a few of the Yahudim were slain. At which time Dositheus, one of the Bassaner's company, who was on horseback and a strong man, was still upon Gorgias, and taking hold of his coat, drew him by force. And when he would have taken that cursed man alive, a horseman of Thracia, coming upon him, smote off his shoulder, so that Gorgias fled unto Marisa. Now when they that were with Gorgias had fought long and were weary, Yehuda called upon Yahuwah, that he would show himself to be their helper and leader of the battle. And with that he began in his own language, and sung psalms with a loud voice, and rushing unawares upon Gorgias men, he put them to flight. So Yehuda gathered his host, and came into the city of Adullam. And when the 7th day came, they purified themselves as the custom was, and kept the Shabbat in the same place. And upon the day following, as the use had been, Yehuda and his company came to take up the bodies of them that were slain, and to bury them with their kinsmen in their fathers' graves. Now under the coats of everyone that was slain, they found things consecrated to the idols of the Yamnaim, which is forbidden the Yahudim by the Torah. When every man saw that this was the cause wherefore they were slain, all men therefore praising Yahuwah, the righteous judge, who had opened the things that were hid, betook themselves unto prayer, and besought him that the sin committed might wholly be put out of remembrance. Besides, that noble Yehuda exhorted the people to guard themselves from sin, forsomuch as they saw before their eyes the things that came to pass for the sins of those that were slain. And when he had made a gathering throughout the company to the sum of 2,000 drachmas of silver, he sent it to Jerusalem to offer a sin offering, doing therein very well and honestly, in that he was mindful of the resurrection. For if he had not hoped that they that were slain should have risen again, it had been superfluous and vain to pray for the dead. And also in that he perceived that there was great favor laid up for those that died in righteousness. It was a Qodesh and good thought. Whereupon he made a reconciliation for the dead, that they might be delivered from sin. Okay, next time we will be reading 2 Maccabees 13. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading today. We are almost to the book, the third book of Maccabees. We have, let me see, I think 3 more chapters. Yeah, 3. We have till 15, and then we'll be on to 3 Maccabees. Okay, 1 second. Let me pause this real quick and go get a drink. And now is my favorite part. It is time to praise Yahuwah. And we are going to sing, well, I had named it 2 Witnesses, but a sister that I miss, she named it My Leading Hand, the Ruach HaKodesh. Wherever there is 2 or more gathered, Yahusha is there. Whenever there is 2 or more witnesses, Yahusha dwells there. With the Ruach HaKodesh, we dwell in safety, warm, nourished, and cared for in Abba Yahuwah's arms. Reach for him, reach out to him, and he will bless you exceedingly. Pray without ceasing, and he will increase you beyond measure. Do not put your stock in the treasures of this life. We put our trust in Yahuwah. We put our trust in Yahusha. Hashatan rules this world. Speak truth and loving kindness, and the devil will flee from you. Do not ever believe in the serpent. He will always deceive you. Wherever there is 2 or more gathered, Yahusha is there. Whenever there is two or more witnesses, Yahusha dwells there. With the Ruach HaKodesh, we dwell in safety. Warm, nourished, and cared for in Abba Yahuwah's arms. Always follow the path that Yahuwah lays out for you. Stay righteous, steadfast, and true. Yahuwah says, I hold the keys to the kingdom of everlasting life. Just grab my hand, grab a hold of my hand, and hold on tight, and I will take you to paradise. Hallelujah. I love that song. I haven't sung it in a long time. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuwah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Please watch my next video. I will be reading from the BYNB. I apologize. While we were moving, I haven't really had much time to do all the normal videos I normally post, but I'm going to be moving on to I know we are in Genesis, and I have it bookmarked. So, yes, we are in Bereshit, Genesis 30, and I had a plan to read through the whole entire scriptures of the BYNB. Okay, so we good. That's good. Okay, so we will be doing this in the next video, and I'm also still planning on, starting a new live show. I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it.
I have a second screen here. Maybe we can get that off.
Yeah, but if I can get the video sent to me, I could just do it on one screen. But I will figure it out, or we will figure it out. We will figure it out. I love you all so much. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Everyone, Yahuwah Baruch you all, you and your families.